Okay, so we've talked about immunity in the past. Remember this picture? Now we want to talk about autoimmunity, which is what diabetes is. So remember, if you're exposed to some kind of pathogen or antigen, your body's going to respond by creating antibodies, right? So we create this antibody here and we have memory for it and we create a bunch in our blood, okay? And so that's what's happening here. But unfortunately, so we were exposed to some kind of antigen or pathogen. So an antigen being something that's not necessarily disease causing. So one of the hypotheses for diabetes is that we're exposed to cow's milk too soon and our tight junctions in our intestines aren't tight and that the cow's milk protein gets through and into our bloodstream and our bodies make antibodies to the cow protein. That's one of the hypotheses. It's also been hypothesized that it's a virus that somehow triggers us to make an antibody. Now, the key here is that when we made the antibody that matched the antigen, it also just happened by chance because of the genetics of our choose your own adventure part of our chromosome. So you have to have the genetics in order to make the antibody. But in this case, Peter made an antibody. This is I am not a good drawer. That's a pancreas. Okay, so Peter made an antibody that actually attacks his own pancreas. It looks like his pancreatic beta cells. And so you have to have two things. One, you have to have the choose your own adventure gene that would allow you to make that particular antibody. And two, you have to be exposed to whatever environmental antigen, whether a virus or something in your food or whatever, that triggered your body to make that particular antibody. And that leads to autoimmunity because now we've got this memory cell, and anytime your white blood cells are cruising your bloodstream and they feel the pancreas, they're like, oh, this is foreign, and they make the antibody. So you get these flare ups of the autoimmune disease. In the case of diabetes, it flares up once, destroys all the beta cells, and then there's none left. So you never get a flare up again. But there are things like arthritis that can flare up over and over again where it's autoimmune.